Hi guys and welcome back, and let's dive into the single life, aka the delusional life, aka the desperate life. Anyways, we all know what we're talking about here, right? So we're gonna dive into Natalie. And after some much needed tree hugging, we have post-breakup Natalie.
I'm single, alone, in LA, with no job. All my dreams just feel kind of disappear.
And I honestly never thought the day would come where she would actually be the one breaking up with this bozo. And good for her for finally figuring out that this direction was only going off a cliff, because it was going down. And let's hope stupid Josh does not pop up later. And if he does, she just needs to whack-a-mole his ass, because Natalie needs new blood. So my question is, now that Josh is no longer in the picture, what's going to happen to the car that he allegedly rented? What's going to happen to the apartment that he allegedly put a crap ton of deposit money on? And my most important question is, what's going to happen to the horror movie that she was going to be in? I was honestly very excited about that, because I would totally watch that Tubi movie.
Of my life, I miss Josh. But if I want good for myself, I have to keep going.
Round of applause for this one, honestly. So, new attitude Natalie has a new mantra, and it is that she is taking control of her life.
So I decided to take control of my life.
And with that being said, she's on her way to the fertility clinic with Mother. And honestly, I think this is the first time in 90-day history that I've ever heard the phrase, I'm going to take control of my life. Generally, all we hear is, this is my last chance at love. The BS that they all regurgitate as if they were some sickly Victorian about to succumb to disease. And fun fact, after Natalie's last divorce, or was it the last divorce? Anyways, I think it was the last divorce. She was about to be a nun. Can you picture that? Sister Natalie? That's pretty wild.
They wanted to make me their sister, it's true.
So Natalie and Mama Natalie are tooting along in Josh's rented car. And during the car ride, we realize where all of Natalie's delusional statements come from.
А я сказала, что если два человека любят, то они родят и так.
Yeah, it comes from her. So they finally arrive at the fertility clinic and they talk to the doctor, blah, blah, blah. And then the sperm donor profile lady comes in to show her like the profiles of all the donors that they have on file. And they have the pictures of the sperm donors when they were kids.
Oh, yeah. So you can see what he looks like. Yeah.
And apparently the donors also wrote some sort of epic, poetic essay. Don't know why, but yes, that's part of it.
I mean, this is beautiful. And when I read it, it makes me feel like kind of connected to this person.
And Natalie's eyes begin to sparkle like a Christmas tree.
I want you to understand that this is just an anonymous donor, which means he is never going to know you.
Chill, Natalie. All you're going to be getting is jizz from a cup, so relax. She basically reminded her that she's never going to interact with any of the donors.
I cannot have this, things that build connection, then it's kind of awkward.
And Natalie is not that into that.
While I looking at a pile of papers of this, I realized I want a baby from someone I love.
And comes to the epiphany that she wants a real man. She wants a man that's going to fall in love with her, that's going to marry her, and they're going to have millions of babies.
Что все прекрасно, но мне нужен отец.
Конечно.
So, to tell you the truth, we're going to be seeing her on every season of The Single Life from now on, so get used to it. She will be the blonde Ed. She's never going away. So I need to take a minute because my dog Mango wants to tell you to like and subscribe. All right, let's get back to the show. Now, let's sashay on to Debbie and Reuben. And listen, I love Reuben's uniqueness, but please, coordinate your print. Like, he could be completely dapper. If he coordinated his outfits properly, he would look like the Jam if he did, instead of looking like he just got dressed in the dark. So Debbie and her parole officer are on their way to meet Ruben, and they meet him up to do graffiti. And that's not graffiti. That's just some randos spraying aimlessly at a wall.
Look at my bird. I got a bird, y'all. Check me out.
So Julian the cop asks if what they're doing, the graffitiing, whatever, is legal. And
we do have permission from the owner to spray paint this, right? I just want to make sure. Okay.
Dude, there's a child in the background. There's an entire camera crew that needed permits. Obviously, it is legal. But he has to puff his chest. So Reuben and Julian get to talking.
I want to make sure that he knows that I'm on guard this time for my mom, and I want to start asking the hard questions.
And Julian tells Reuben about Osama.
She ended up packing up her life, moving to Morocco, and turns out that the guy was 24 years old.
What?
Yes.
And I guess Debbie learned from her first date that she should not spill the beans too soon, because Reuben did not know squat about Osama. He had no clue. He seemed pretty thrown off.
What?
Yes.
And Julian fears that Debbie's new beau will end up taking his inheritance, and, understandable.
I don't want to find out later on that she's giving money or sending money or anything, because that
But honestly, this dude doesn't strike me as someone who doesn't have money.
has happened, so.
I don't need money from your mom, man.
I don't want to I just don't want that to happen.
No, I don't need.
I mean, for one thing, let's start off. He's not 12 like Osama.
You ever been in trouble with the law?
Honestly, that's none of his business. Julian, that is none of your business. And he's really crossing the line. He's just being too much.
Nope. Never been in trouble with law. Nope. Never been arrested.
Julian, just tone it down. Now let's go to Tyray. And we got Tyray back on the prowl
She's
and hitting
recently
the streets
divorced,
of
so
New Orleans.
I understand she's not ready for a relationship. We only just
Anyways,
met.
New Orleans,
I'm
whatever.
moving. Good night. Yeah, good night. I'm making extreme progress and getting out of my comfort zone. The old Tyray would definitely not have approached Teresa.
And he's out and spicy tonight.
California. I came out here for a boys trip.
Can you imagine if it wasn't for this stupid show, he would still be texting this catfish dude.
I'm working towards my goals of meeting my first kiss, my first real love connection after Carmela.
Honestly, what is this dude gonna understand? When is it gonna go through his head that was not a relationship? That was a scam. He is truly floating in the denial river. So then he meets a girlie.
All right. Nice.
That I'm sure he fell in love with after she said, "Nice to meet you." So they're jiving.
Maybe we can hang out tomorrow.
So they plan to meet the next day.
Tyray is a ball of sunshine. When I first saw him, I just want to give him a big hug.
Well, I guess we know she friend zoned him. And Tyray and company are leaving the bar.
I'm gonna hit her up. All right.
And where are all the people that were at the bar? Were they extras or something? Because what the hell happened? That bar was popping with people.
Yeah.
And now it's literally just crickets. So moving on, they make it to the party that girl invited Tyray and company to. And this part was really not my favorite part. So he's wearing these beads and she asks, "Can I have them?" And he's like, "Sure, if you."
Yeah, but you know what? You gotta do something to get him.
Okay. On the cheek.
And that is a huge turnoff. I would have totally walked away if I were her.
That'll work.
Can I have them now?
All right, I guess so.
Yay.
So then Chicky and Tyray go back to his hotel to dip their feet in the water of his pool. And they're chatting. And Tyray pretty much asks her if they can be long distance boyfriend and girlfriend.
So let's say we hit it off.
Yeah.
Like, would I be that person you think you could do long distance? Or is it just too soon?
And like normal human beings, she says it's too soon.
Too soon.
Tyray, you are as screwed up as the rest of these people on the show, thinking that the other person is your soulmate after exchanging 4 sentences with them.
I was hoping I would get a kiss, like a good night kiss, a proper kiss, but I don't think she was ready for that.
I can't with these clowns sometimes. They're just way too much. So now let's pivot to Charlie Brown's doppelganger. John if Charlie Brown fell in the dumpster. And John, Thais, and
Megan actually,
I forget
Joy.
his name. It's Thais' husband. It's Pat. Honestly, he really looks like a Kevin, but anyways, his name is Pat. So John is pissed about the tea that those two spilt about John and about how he doesn't want to have kids, how he's an irresponsible douchebag. I mean, they didn't call him a douchebag. That was me.
You said you don't want responsibility. You said you don't want to be a dad.
I didn't want babies. There's a difference. There's a difference.
No, there's not.
And Pat here is right with what he's telling Den's head. So John tries to reassure Megan that he's not the red flag that Pat and Thais painted him out to be. Honestly, like, he's my snack break / bathroom break, so I really don't know what's going on. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for everything. Please continue to watch, like, share, subscribe, hit the little ding-a-ling so you know when I'm around, and I will see you next time. Thank you, and bye.